Yes, there is absolutely scams in cryptocurrency. But remember, the biggest scam that you're in is the one you're living in right now, the traditional financial world. Phishing, fake wallets, and giveaways. These are some of the biggest scams in the cryptocurrency space, and often they even suck in experts. Unfortunately, hackers, tech people, they're getting better and better at what they do. Now, the other type of scam, and these ones, the worst part about the cryptocurrency industry, are rug pulls. Do you remember Hock Tour? Hock Tour did a rug pull. What I want to tell you is, welcome to Crypto Coach Will, where we bridge the gap for everyday investors wanting to build real wealth in crypto. I'm Will Wright, the founder of Mining Store and Imperial Wealth, two of Australia's leading companies in the crypto space. For over a decade, I've helped everyday investors safely and securely set up in the cryptocurrency market so they can build long-term sustainable wealth. In this podcast, we break down the complexities of the cryptocurrency market, everything from investing, trading, DeFi, and even Bitcoin mining. Let's get into it. Do you ever feel like no matter what you're doing, you're just running backwards on a financial treadmill? Well, who can blame you when you're busting your ass day in, day out, and the government are just printing money, selling our resources, and blowing spending in the wrong places? In this video, I'm going to outline the key scams that do exist in the crypto market. That way you can focus on building real wealth and avoid the thieves. The problem with the crypto market is the propaganda machine that controls the masses. Crypto is a scam. People only lose money. Crypto is fraught with risk. When in reality, the traditional financial market is just as bad, if not worse. But of course, those above don't want you to realize that. Once you make the first step away from the traditional financial system and swallow that red pill, you might have some work to do initially, but the end result, you'll never look back. One of the key scams in crypto is people saying that they are going to trade for you. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly how this works. What's going to happen is usually you're spending a bit of time on social media, you start engaging in crypto content, and randomly a friend pops out of nowhere and wants to help you trade. Now, this is a key red flag. No one is your friend on social media who has never met you before. But let's go on with how they start to scam you. What they're basically going to tell you is, did you know that you can make some money in cryptocurrency? And ultimately, they're going to want you to deposit some money on their platform so they can trade for you. Now, of course, that sounds great. I don't have to do anything. This person's going to trade. They're going to make me money. They're so experienced. And if you fall into this scam, you will deposit money on the platform. And every single week, they're going to send you this report saying you've made your $10,000 is now worth $15,000. Now it's worth $30,000. And you're going to be so excited. Then you're going to try and withdraw. And what's basically going to happen is they're going to hit you with the big statement. You have to pay tax on this if you want to withdraw. Now they're going to suck more money from you. You're going to go and have to put another $5,000 in so you can just withdraw your money. But ultimately, what happens is they take that $5,000 and again, you're never going to get any of the money that you put in back. Probably the results they're showing you are actually fake. They're not even based off real results. So this is the biggest pitfall that I see people falling into, the automated trading or the copy trading expert. Now, the solution to this is learning how to do self-custody. In cryptocurrency, you don't actually need to send anyone your money. You literally can do everything with your money sitting in your own custody. Even trading services where you're depositing into it or yield farming, you can actually maintain custody of that. Now, understanding that is a little bit more advanced, so potentially we'll explore that in future episodes. But I want you to understand that in crypto, the main point of it is it's decentralized. You control your funds. Now, we've had well over 100 clients come to us with this exact story that's happened to them. And one in particular really resonates with me. His name is actually John. I won't say his last name, but he pretty much called me up and he was saying to me, Will, he knew he'd been scammed. I could hear it in his voice, and he's saying that he's having trouble pulling money out of this platform and he wants to get his money out. And unfortunately, I tend to cut people off at that point and say, you're not going to like what I have to tell you, but you've been scammed. The best thing that you can do if this is you is to accept it. Remember the lessons that you've learned from it. Don't trust people that you've never met before and have no social proof, okay? But for John, luckily, he did actually listen to what I said and he didn't fall on the sword. He'd lost $20,000, substantial money. However, he didn't give up on cryptocurrency. I was able to explain to John that yes, there's bad actors in the space, but there's also a lot of very good actors and there's a lot of success stories in the space as well. And through going through our education and resources, John is now one of our better clients. He's still new. I'm not going to say he's up there at our top clients, and he hasn't actually made back the $20,000 that he's lost yet, but he's building and he's doing things the right way. So for anyone out there that's been scammed, reach out. We have a solution for you to do things properly. Now, the second scam that I want to talk about is Ponzi schemes and rug pulls. And it's an interesting one. In the previous bull market, I'm not going to lie, I actually made a substantial amount of money in Ponzi scheme type investments. And it's okay, or it was okay, to invest in them as long as you knew they were a Ponzi scheme. The problem is that beginner investors don't realize that it's a Ponzi scheme and they put their money into it thinking it's going to last forever. So what is a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is basically when you've got funds being pulled into an investment, and the only way that people make money is by more people coming into it, in very simple terms. Now, back in the day, there was a project that our clients, we invested into, and we were making close to $10,000 a day on this project. But we knew and we were advising our clients that there's going to be an endpoint, so don't get greedy. So in that sense, I would say that this is more of a expert level. You don't want to be going into a Ponzi scheme as your first type of crypto investment. And to be honest, today, I don't even bother with them anymore, okay? But if you're in one or you've been in one, just make sure that you're aware of what it is. You're not selling yourself the dream that you'll be able to live off this money forever. You're getting in and you're getting out. It's high risk investing, and honestly, I don't really recommend it to clients anymore. Just quickly, if you're ready to take your results to the next level, my team at Imperial Wealth Crypto can help. Inside our Crypto Academy, you'll get access to my personal portfolio, strategies, real-time market insights, and the exact plays my team and I use to stay ahead. With our team of analysts monitoring the markets 24/7, we've helped investors catch moves like a coin that's done a 5x in 4 days. If you're serious about accelerating your wealth, click the link below to book in a call with my team of experts and see how we can help. Now, back to the episode. Now, the other type of scam, and these ones, the worst part about the cryptocurrency industry, are rug pulls. Do you remember Hock Tour? Hock Tour did a rug pull. And basically what it is they use their celebrity status to launch a new cryptocurrency. Everyone jumps in because it's a craze and everyone's making good money. And then the owner of the project pulls the rug, pulls out all their investment, which is the majority of the coins out there, and the project dumps down to zero. This is the worst type of cryptocurrency scam, in my opinion. And the reason being is it's simply taking advantage of people who are actually trying to do the right thing and invest into their future. So honestly, I recommend not going into these types of projects at all. Even if you're experienced in cryptocurrency, the timing element is just way too much. The high risk element is way too much. And majority of the time, people lose. It's literally a rat race of who can get in at the right moment and who can get out. If you are going to invest in these high risk meme coin strategies, then do it with caution and don't get sucked in. Make sure our strategy, when we do it, if they're a prime opportunity, what we would do is we'll put an initial amount in, say it's $1,000 or $10,000. And as soon as we've doubled our money, we pull that out. Now you're playing with monopoly money. Who cares if it goes up or down from there? You've pulled out your initial investment. That's the way to play these strategies. But let me tell you, it's a very, very small portion of my total portfolio, less than 1% that I'm putting into these types of opportunities. And if they're absolutely primed and I know what I'm doing. So don't start here. That's the big message. Too many people start there. Phishing, fake wallets, and giveaways. These are some of the biggest scams in the cryptocurrency space, and often they even suck in experts. The phishing one is actually really hard to avoid. Unfortunately, hackers, tech people, they're getting better and better at what they do. And I'll be honest, just the other week, I nearly fell into a phishing mistake as well. Basically, what phishing is it's a fake website that you think you're doing one thing, but when you're entering your details, you're actually sending those details to a hacker, okay? I'll go into the story of the one that I fell into recently so you can see how sophisticated these are. As you know, I'm doing more podcasts. I'm getting out there, getting my name out there. And I was contacted by one of the biggest news agencies, which should have been a red flag on its own. I checked into their social medias. I thought everything was right. And what they wanted me to do was get onto this podcast. So they were very smart. Early in the morning, 5 a.m., they had me waking up because I was doing it in a different time zone with some big names. And I had to download this software. It was similar to Teams or Google Meets. As I was about to download that, luckily enough, my wits came to me and I realized that something wasn't right. This type of stuff happens all the time in crypto. They're targeting me as a business owner and they probably know that I have a lot of money in my wallets and that they could be phishing them. Luckily, I have a very high security on my wallets and they wouldn't have got it anyway. It doesn't go on the computer that I use every day. But that's what phishing is. They're getting you to download something or stringing you along and they're going to take your details and then ultimately take your money. Now, the second thing that I mentioned there is fake wallets. So fake wallets, basically, you're downloading a software, like there's a MetaMask out there, Rabi wallet out there, Exodus. And similar to the example that I use with scammers, leading you on, thinking that you're making profits, they're running these wallets and they're not actually real, what's happening in those wallets. So the best thing you can do in that solution is do your own research. Make sure you're finding the wallet yourself. Never use an exchange or a wallet based on someone telling you that that's the best thing to do. Do a simple Google search, use ChatGPT, look at the options out there, put a little bit of money into them, make sure you can take money out of them. And once you're comfortable with the wallet that you're using, then you can continue on with it. The final thing is fake giveaways. Once you have a cryptocurrency wallet set up, something like a MetaMask wallet, what you might notice is these amazing airdrops land into your wallet, $1,000, $10,000, whatever it might be. These are really sophisticated scams, and basically the coders have done things to the blockchain of that coin, and when you try to interact with them, it can actually drain your entire wallet. So no money is free money unless it's for a purpose. Airdrops are a real thing. I've received hundreds of thousands of dollars in airdrops, which are real, okay? But be very, very careful of the random ones that you don't even know why you got it. Something like the Sonic airdrop or the Arbitrum airdrop, I was expecting it. The project actually puts a link there and says, this is the airdrop. Everyone knows it's real. But the random one, Boo coin or Woo coin, whatever you're getting that's just landing in your wallet, it's not real. Don't try and sell it and don't interact with it. Now, back to the main point of this episode. Yes, there is absolutely scams in cryptocurrency. But remember, the biggest scam that you're in is the one you're living in right now, the traditional financial world. I want to tell you how I got out of that world when I first swallowed that red pill and what it meant to me. When I first started in cryptocurrency, I must admit, I was looking at it as a speculative investment. This is 10 years ago. It was absolutely the Wild West. However, over time, I started to actually realize the power of what cryptocurrency really is. What is decentralized finance? What does it mean to control your own assets? And honestly, my whole perception of the industry has completely changed. Today, I have the majority of my net wealth in cryptocurrency. Very rarely will I just leave money sitting in the bank. Why would I? I can earn so much higher interest yield farming with stable coins. So what I want to tell you is start small. Of course, don't think about it like the Matrix where you literally swallow the red pill and everything's doom and gloom and you're trying to fight your way out of, this new system, which is not actually that nice. It is a bit scary at the start, but ultimately what you're going to start to learn is it's a substantially better way to control your finances. A little example that I want to give you is think about if you want to leave Australia, okay? They are going to tax everything on when you go out of the country. And legally, that's what you have to do. But with cryptocurrency, if you had Bitcoin on a wallet, if you had whatever it is, you can go on a plane and take, if you're a millionaire, a billionaire, you can take $1 million on a plane and go anywhere around the world. And it's your say to what you end up doing with that. So the control and the final say is always with you in crypto. If you choose to pay those taxes as you leave, absolutely, that's the legal thing to do. But it should be your decision, not the government's, to do that. And that's the final message that I want to end on. Don't be scared by crypto because the publications and the big media companies are saying it's scams and everyone's losing money. It's absolutely not true. And as I say, the biggest scam you're in is the financial system you're in now. Thanks for tuning in to Crypto Coach Will. If you got value from today's episode, then make sure to subscribe so you never miss the latest tips to navigate the crypto market. If you're ready to take crypto investing to the next level, check out the links below where you can book in a call with my team of experts. We place strong emphasis on educating before investing in the market, so take advantage of the knowledge they have to share. Don't forget to follow us on socials @CryptoCoachWill, and I'll catch you in the next episode.